Efforts are still underway by the American Red Cross and FEMA to help island residents impacted by the typhoon get back on their feet. We're here at the Hilton Resort Guam in Tumon. It is the setup for these critical supports on a daily basis. I'm here with Doug Fee. He is the Assistant Director of External Relations, first and foremost, by the American Red Cross. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Glad you guys are here.
We're glad to be here. Obviously, as we look around us, there's a lot happening, again, as you guys are helping the island residents get back on your feet. So I just wanted to ask you, what has the turnout been like from volunteers?
So first off, we've had a lot of great locals that have came to the Red Cross to help volunteer. We refer to them as event-based volunteers, but we work to get them onboarded as regular volunteers moving forward. So we're providing them with a variety of training, and we'll really boost the Red Cross presence on the island after the typhoon response.
Right, and how many volunteers have you guys been seeing since the typhoon?
I know that it's a little more than 60. I don't have an exact number right now.
Right. And I actually spoke with Dan. He is from the Red Cross Guam chapter, yes. And he did mention that when they were doing their shelter assessments, they were hearing from the residents that they are needing things like tarps and tents and flashlights. So while you guys are doing your assessments, what have you been hearing from the island residents?
The same thing. We've spoken to a number of island residents as well as mayors and other folks here from other organizations as well. And we know that tarps, we know that coolers, we know a handful of other types of supplies are much needed here. So we've been working very hard to get those supplies to the island and get them distributed.
Right, and speaking of distribution, you guys have also been working with Guam's mayors. So can you tell me a little bit about that distribution process, what that's been looking like over the course of this last week?
Sure. So the process kind of started out with some points of distribution. Could have been a mayor's office, could have been some other community centers or a variety of places throughout the island where folks were able to come and pick those up. And that's kind of step one. So we've now transitioned to mobile delivery of those supplies. We know that not everyone has transportation. We also know that that fuel is tough right now. So being able to get out into the communities and meet folks where they are to do that home delivery is our next step. So we're beginning that process right now.
Right, awesome. That's great to hear, especially as you mentioned, gas is one thing and people are having trouble with cell reception as well, so the communication is a little bit skewed right now. But I wanted to also ask you, because you are from the National Red Cross, I just wanted to ask you, how has it been, how has your experience been in the community?
So I normally work in California. I've deployed in for this. It's not my first time here in the area for typhoon response. You know, the people here have such a spirit that we don't always see elsewhere that I go. So being able to be here and help is a really fantastic experience for me. It's very impactful. I've made a lot of good friends here on the islands as well as the Mariana Islands as well. So it's a great experience for me, and I'm really glad to be able to be here.
Well, we're thankful that you guys are all here. And my last question for you, there's so many people that still are interested in helping the cause move forward. So those who are interested, how can they volunteer?
So being able to reach out to the Red Cross here on the island, we're taking those event-based volunteers, getting them trained. We have a QR code that we can give you guys to be able to disseminate, and that's going to be the easiest way to get folks to sign up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Doug Fee from the American Red Cross.